Oh man, I'm drunk now.
Heroes, gather tribute and earn my favor.
What the fuck was that?
All right.
Such a
We're
good
live.
intro.
What was your reaction to that? We always see different reactions every time. That
So
intro
good,
plays.
dude. It's so good. There's so
All right.
much in there to unpack.
That's what she said. Okay, so all right, welcome to the Gankbush squad. I'm your host, Fringe Average, calling in again from Portland, Oregon. For those of you listening for the first time ever, we are the only explicit Heroes of the Storm podcast where all the different co-hosts represent different play levels. For example, we have someone all the way as low as a silver type player,
Couldn't even get it out there. Like you were
all
just
the way up to a Grandmaster level player. Each week, we bring you the latest hot news and discuss the latest tips so that you can become a better player. So let's go ahead and introduce our silver type player. That's Tower Baron, who's calling in from San Diego, California.
Hey, what's up, French? It's good to be here in the Nexus.
Okay, let's go ahead and introduce our master level player. That is Scott, who's calling in from San Francisco, California.
Yeah, it's good to be here.
Yeah.
I called it 2 weeks ago when Brightwing got the Z buff build, said gonna carry me to Masters, and that's what happened.
Well, I mean, I put that in the show notes too.
But what?
The Z build for Brightwing.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
you
you
didn't.
and everyone else.
You did.
Yeah.
I mean, I went 19-3.
With Brightwing?
You know, yeah, like that's pretty good.
Damn.
You know,
pretty good.
85+%.
Ooh, look at
Since
you
that
doing
build.
the math majors doing math on the show. I like
Yeah.
it. Okay.
So definitely took me there.
All right, let's go ahead and introduce our Grandmaster level player. That is Bacon, who is calling in from Burlington, right? Burlington? Where do you live? It's Burlington, right?
Who, me?
Bacon? Yeah.
I live in
the,
Atlanta.
the other Grandmaster.
Yeah.
No, like
Atlanta.
I sent you a care package. It was not good. I didn't go to Atlanta. I went to like Burlington or something like that.
Oh, Buford. But
Yeah,
that's
Buford.
that's like 20 minutes north of Atlanta, so it's like
Yeah, so
Yeah.
from Buford. Yeah, you don't live in Atlanta. You're like the guy who lives in Daly City, but says that he lives in San Francisco. No, it doesn't count.
Yeah.
all
So,
right. I'm
When
from
Matt's-
Buford. I'm from Buford, Georgia. Okay.
Yeah.
Boom,
Fringe
All
was
right.
trying to put you in Birmingham, Alabama.
boom. Yes,
Damn.
they're both the same, I guess.
It's good to be in the Nexus.
Yeah.
Oh,
Something
there
like
it is.
that.
All right, and also we have a special co-host this week, and we have Thorn from the Lagging Balls podcast. How's it going?
Hello. It is going well.
And he's calling in from his palatial estate in North Central New Jersey.
Indeed. Yes. In lovely Garden State, New Jersey. I'm new here as of about a year. I know nothing about the state so far, other than some questionable governor actions, perhaps. And that it's quite nice and a lot prettier and safer than the bad neighborhoods in Chicago where I was coming from.
Oh, were you like on the east side?
I was on pockets of bad in the north side,
Oh,
Pockets
okay.
of bad.
and then on the super west side. So
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Okay. Well, hey, at least do you like it now? Do you like it better now?
yeah, I mean, it seems nice. New Jersey seems like mostly like a giant state of suburbs.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
Half the
Yeah.
state is the suburb of like outer
York?
New York, and the other
Yeah.
half is like a super suburb of like Philly.
How popular is Mark Wahlberg over there?
Oh my God, Marky Mark!
Mark.
All hail,
Oh yeah.
second only to
Your governor?
Bruce Springsteen.
Oh,
Oh, the boss.
Boss man. I mean, all hail.
So for those of you, for who don't know about the Lagging Balls, tell the people about the Lagging Balls podcast.
Lagging Balls podcast is an explicit podcast, community-oriented Blizzard podcast. We cover all of the different games except StarCraft, and the only reason we don't cover StarCraft is because we don't really play it. So we figured that wouldn't be terribly fair nor informative. We cover news and information, that sort of thing, but mostly it's kind of more of a humor podcast. So Fist and I are the co-hosts and founders, and it's a ridiculous time. So thanks for letting me plug it.
Did you bring condoms today?
What?
Did you bring condoms today? So
Always,
you don't catch any
friend.
Gankbush.
Oh!
I listened to that last episode.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll
And I
probably
need-
get back.
You need
When
an
I was
extra long
listening to-
condom if you'd cover that bush with the with the condom.
Got a specialized deep base condom.
You're gonna put like a teepee over it and then have like sectioned it off.
Can I start with like some parchment paper and then like
Yeah.
some Ziploc?
You just need like a full body wrap. Just wrap your entire body in saran wrap.
Oh no.
All right.
When I
So
was listening to the podcast, like
Like, we
you
had
said the co-host's name, I actually thought you were saying her name was Fist. I was like,
No.
is that like a name that she picked, or did someone give that to her? I was like, oh shit.
Oh.
No, it's Fist.
Fist,
Like
like
amethyst.
FY, right? Yeah. So I heard the episode. I actually had to look you guys up, how I always do. I want to see what you guys look like, so I just went to web browser and images, save search off, and looked
Careful.
up Lagging Balls.
Ooh.
And it's there's just pictures of Fist. There's like no pictures of you at all.
Oh yeah. Well,
It's
one
like
of us
all
is
her.
hot, so come on. Let's
Yeah.
be fair.
That's why like my images everywhere on the Discord. And anyway, let's move on. So,
Well, you put all those images up yourself. What the hell are you talking about?
I like that. Okay. So I have a quick impromptu question that's not in the show notes. Okay.
Okay.
So Scott, what is your favorite Heroes of the Storm podcast?
Gankbush Squad.
All right, Tower Baron, what's your favorite Heroes of the Storm podcast?
Gankbush Squad.
Thorn, what's your favorite Heroes of the Storm podcast?
Gankbush Squad.
All right, Bacon, what's your favorite Heroes of the Storm podcast?
It's core.
Oh, boom.
Had to fuck it up.
Oh no.
No, last week Bacon did a show, and then he was asked what is his favorite HOTS podcast, and he said Core. He didn't say us.
I was tricked. But it was it was for the game. That's why.
He doesn't even want to be like, he wants to be on a different show. This is like a platform for him to like get his name out
Is that
there.
true?
It's a
Bacon.
stepping stool.
That is true.
You secretly wish to be on Core.
The hour that Core asked me to be a main host on their show is also the same hour I'm quitting this show. Okay, so I'm just putting that out there. No, I'm just kidding.
All right.
But
So there we go. All right. Now
no,
we
they were playing Family
Savage.
Feud, right? And the topic was survey says what's your favorite HOTS podcast. So I said Core, knowing that Core was a very popular Heroes of the Storm show, right?
Mm-hmm.
And apparently the survey was asked to the Nexus Trolls fans. So the number one answer was Nexus Trolls.
Oh wow.
Yeah. And
Alright.
this is
That's
the same show where Bacon was asked who's the hottest HOTS character, and he said Gillyweed.
Nice.
Answer.
Maybe she's like coming up, like maybe next
Oh, here's the
season.
thing.
The Gillyweed character.
Bags was on the show with me on that episode, and then some other Redditor forwarded or tweeted that clip to Gillyweed, and the Gillyweed followed Bags on Twitter instead of me. Like, what the hell? She probably thinks I'm a creep,
You know, I bet if you weren't Asian, she'd probably find you attractive.
Whoa, what's going on, sir?
Damn.
White girls, man. White girls,
Hey, have you
man.
seen
It's
have you
like,
seen K-pop groups? We're all pretty boys except for me because I play video games. But plastic
I don't know
surgery.
what that is.
That's the thing.
All right, so where am I? All right, so
I
so
don't know.
all right, let's on to the housekeeping. So we stream every Wednesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you're listening to this, please come and watch us live, and you can see me and Scott get drunk live on Twitch. If you listen to us on Stitcher or iTunes, please subscribe and/or rate and review us. Also, if you have any friends who play Heroes of the Storm, please spread the word and let them know about the show. Also, we have a Discord channel called Gankbush Squad. That's where you can go and talk to all of us, as well as see photos of my dog in various Halloween costumes right now. Also, we have a HOTS channel within BNet called Win Time, one word, Win Time. If you have any questions for the show, please email us at podcast@gankbushsquad.com. Also, there's a special forum in Discord if you want to write any questions for us. Also, we have a Patreon. If you want to support us financially, that'd be awesome. You can go there. Also, if you go to gankbushsquad.com, you can find a link to the podcast, as well as links to all the aforementioned content properties that we have. So, okay, so let's move on. So again, thank you, Thorn, for lowering your standards and joining us this week, and hopefully we don't give you an STD this week.
Too late.
Oh, snap.
Oh, snap. Don't worry, we have no insurance.
It's America. No one has insurance.
Yeah. But we have a Patreon account, so in about 2 months, we can give you $50 to take care of that. So don't worry.
Go to we'll give you
Mexico
an Uber to the
something.
free clinic.
Yeah. So a quick little shout out. So I wanted to thank again BBJ from Heroes Hearth for joining us last week, as well as to Nubkex for coming onto the show and doing an interview with us. Also, I was on the Geeks of Azeroth podcast this past Sunday, and it was a lot of fun. And that is a podcast that it's a WoW focused. Well, actually, it's not really. It's kind of like the Lagging Balls, but their show is more like a PG-13 version of the Lagging Balls, which is another good podcast. So again, we'll link to that in the show notes at gankbushsquad.com if you want to listen to that. So basically, we talked for an hour and a half, maybe more, about HOTS. So if you want to hear my voice again, you can go ahead and go there. Also, is there an update to the Myths in the Nexus series, Bacon?
Yeah, so it was crazy the response we got for the Myths in the Nexus. The first video has like 8,000 views over the course of a week. And
Nice.
Basically, if you guys don't know what that is, there are a lot of questions and mechanical things you can discover in the game. And I take those questions and test them out and then put them into a little 5-minute package that is fun to consume, I guess. Words. But episode 2 is going to come out this Friday. So in about 2 days. And we got a lot of cool little ideas. So one of them is, did you know that on the conveyor belts on Volskaya, if you put the egg down as Murky, and then the egg moves around, well, when you die and respawn, you actually don't spawn where the egg is. You spawn where you originally spawned the egg, even if there's nothing there. So that's a bug. And we tested
That's
on
a
this,
tease.
and that is a tease. So yeah, look forward to that on Friday.
Sweet.
But if you destroy the egg on the conveyor belt, right, you definitely can't respawn, right?
That's true, yeah.
Egg is gone. Yeah.
But the spawn location is saved inside, not the egg, but the actual coordinates in the map.
Ah,
Yeah.
Okay. And lastly, our swag came in. So our koozies came in. So can you guys see it? I don't know.
A little higher. There you go. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So our koozies came in. So if you see us at BlizzCon, we'll have koozies available if you want one.
limited offer though. You have to come quick, right?
Oh,
I don't think
high
there's
demand.
Yeah, I really doubt
Everybody's
there's high
getting
demand. But anyway, we have that ready. And also, for those of you who ordered T-shirts, those were sent out literally like an hour ago. So they should be in the mail pretty soon. You should probably receive them. Unless you're a Hero Physio, you should get them by Saturday or Sunday. But Hero Physio, like, it's funny is that when you... what? Sorry?
That tricky Canadian border.
No, what happens is that when you send... I didn't know this, but when you send stuff to a different country, especially to Canada, that it sits in customs for like a few days because Canadians need to like approve the package before they let it go through the border.
Yep.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Gotta tax that. Gotta tax it.
Gotta get those tariffs. So, but all
On a
right.
Gankbush
So,
shirt, yeah.
yep. So, all right. So we have a good show for you. We're actually going to talk about the new Hollow's End as well as the Junkrat patch. Oh, parts of the Junkrat patch. Only like the main points of the Junkrat patch, as well as top heroes you need to play for Hero League, as well as heroes getting too niche. And we actually have questions from listeners that we want to discuss. And lastly, we have a new game. It's a drinking game. So if you stick around for that, it should be fun. I'll probably be really drunk by then. But okay, so let's move on. Damn it. I keep saying so. I've made a mental note not to say that anymore.
You know what? Once Bacon pointed that out, it's just in your head all the time.
It is. Yep. Like every time I say it, it's in my head now. So Hollow's End is here. So what do you guys think of?
I have buttons for this. Hollow's End. Hollow's End. There we go.
Oh,
you like that,
Shit. Spooky background.
Blown. My mind is blown.
All right, so Thorn.
Oh man, I like the jack-o'-lantern over the face.
That was a good 25 minutes of my time wasted.
It's not wasted when you get picked up by Core.
Oh, that's right.
Oh.
This is.
That's what this is all about.
Yeah. I'm going to change the name of the show to the Bacon Memorial podcast moving forward now.
Bacon's last show.
So Thorn, what do you think of the new skins that came out in Hollow's End?
Oh man, they are good. That is their quality. They are 100 proof.
What's your favorite?
Favorite is definitely Paperbag Gazlowe.
Yes.
I love how half-assed it is. That just cracks me the hell up. It's so good.
They're super cheap. They're only like 150 shards. I bought all 4 of them or all 5 of them.
Wait,
Nice.
Every variation, because each bag has a different.
Exactly.
Face,
There's like an octopus one. There's an octopus one. And then
You've only really wanted one. I got it.
well, that's the first one I bought. But then
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's the first one I bought. Then I was like, well, I still have all these shards, so I might as well just use it. So I just bought all the Gazlowe ones. But
What do you guys
Scott,
think
what do you
about? What do you guys think about when new skins come out? It's like 50% more expensive or something. So a 1600 shard skin is 2400. Right?
Ooh, I didn't know about that. That's rough.
Yeah, I don't know. That's
Wizards gotta get their money.
get their shards. I don't know. It's
Well, it's obviously incentivizing for you to buy loot boxes to get more shards, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then for 2 weeks, it's going to be a little bit more expensive.
So Scott,
That's
what do you think
Stallion,
what do you think of the Greymane skin?
Greymane skin.
the Frankenstein thing.
It's pretty badass. I like the chainsaw.
Yeah.
Does
Chainsaw
the chainsaw sword. Does the ray gun, does that actually like shoot like a ray? Like I haven't seen the animation for it yet.
Oh yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
It should be like a zappy zap, right? For every bullet that he fires. That'd be cool.
It's awesome. It's like a Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde where he transforms.
Yeah.
There's only I guess 2 skins I really
the
like.
Murky skin. You guys, the
I got-
freaking eyeball, that freaks me out.
Is that gonna make you play
Legitimately.
Murky though?
I'll never play Murky, but
The skin is awesome though.
Listen, I have
That's,
lots of awesome skins for things I am terrible at.
It's like the Cho'Gall skin, right? I mean, yeah, it looks pretty cool, but you gotta find someone else to play Cho'Gall with. So.
I'm not a big fan of Cho'Gall, honestly.
No one is.
Who picks the skin for Cho'Gall?
it's
Oh,
50-50.
50-50.
Oh.
So it's 50-50. It's if player A gets chosen for the skin, player B chooses the mount.
Oh, okay. I haven't played
How
Cho'Gall.
did you know that?
What do you mean? I'm a grandmaster level player.
Oh snap! There you go.
Wait, have you ever
No,
seen
that was
Cho'Gall in a
in the
Grandmaster game?
Nexus on Friday.
When they when they first announced Cho'Gall at like 2 BlizzCons ago, that was one of like the Q&As. Like people had questions about mounts and like who chooses
Okay.
the mount. So I still remember that distinctly.
Quite the memory.
You know, we actually had a listener that leveled up all his characters to like 1 less before you get the loot chest. And then when Hollow's Out came out, they leveled up all 12 of their heroes to get like the loot chest, and he did it that way. So boom,
Nice.
thinking ahead.
Damn.
Nice. Now, Thorn, do you buy loot boxes?
I haven't in a while, but I definitely did. I definitely did drop some real. Oh yeah.
Now, how much is some?
I forget the amount because I haven't bought them since 2.0 dropped. But I bought a significant pack. I don't remember if it was like a $40 level or something like. It was up there. It was
it's
a
probably
little
like
bit embarrassingly high.
One. Yeah.
Yeah. Quite a bit.
I did it for the Hollow's End when it just came out. I bought like another 40 chests. So I was like, damn,
nice.
I'm not gonna. I need the shards. But, yeah.
Smooth interface transition there, by the way.
Oh, thank
that was
you.
Seamless. We all just over the side, and the video was main. It's hot.
It takes 80% of my brain power to manage this, so my English goes down the fucking tank. So if I start speaking English like this and I don't speak good, you know what I'm doing. I'm managing.
You sound like
the
Chinese restaurant owner in South Park.
Chinese walk.
Welcome to Shitty Wash.
Yeah. Chinese. That's the Chinese accent.
The Shitty Wash.
You want some shitty shrimp and shitty fries?
That's funny because you're Korean. You're not even close to China. That's funny.
It's close enough, right?
Yeah, it's like a boat ride away.
Well, actually, Hero Physio could take you on a boat. His ancestors were born on boats, right, or something like that.
What?
Right? That came up in the show.
Interesting trivia that I wouldn't dare to ask or think to ask.
Yeah.
Well, all right. Anyway, let's move on from that, huh? All right. So the Junkrat patch came out last week, but now we actually have time to do a deeper dive into it. So Thorn, what do you think of Junkrat?
I have not played him yet, unfortunately. I just didn't have the time right before this since he just came out, but I am really looking forward to it because I don't know, man. He's such a force to be reckoned with in Overwatch, and I like the design from what I've seen so far. Once I get a feel for how he is to play against, I guess the only thing I'm worried about is in Overwatch, one of the worst things to happen to you in all of Overwatch is to die and then watch your kill cam as from Junkrat's perspective, sitting on the other side of a wall, just spamming, having nothing to do, not aiming at you, and you just happen to catch one in the chest and then you're dead. So I don't know exactly how that's going to play out in the game.
They've completely preserved that in his Heroes version. Yeah.
Lovely. So that'll be fun.
Yeah, there's like the targeting reticle is like the regular circle, right? And once you click, it's like an extra arrow, so it shows you how far it's gonna bounce before it explodes. Okay. So you can like aim very precisely where you want it to go.
Oh man,
it's kind of
maddening. That's dangerous.
You know. So you could like put it right in the smack dab middle of the minion wave, so you can like clear the minion wave in like 2 grenades, and then his auto attacks also do splash damage. So,
oh my god!
And it's big enough so that if you hit the wizard minion right in the middle, it hits the front minions and the back minions. So you're like,
seriously?
Oh damn! I didn't try that
nuts. Out. That's nuts.
Well, they have to stack kind of precisely for that to happen, but yeah, it's kind of nuts.
Have you actually played a game with Junkrat? I'm assuming you haven't bought him yet.
I have not. No. No.
How are you Bacon?
Just bought Anna.
Yeah, I bought him. I played a game with him. He seems all right, but he seems a little bit one-trick pony, like just tossing grenades at you. Like it seems like the popular build that's already come out is grab all the grenade talents and then suicide bomb at level 10 and just toss grenades out and suicide bomb when you're about to die. So that just seems like kind of the meta that's developed around them already. And do I think that's kind of fun? Man. We'll see.
Well, he also has those mines that go off and just blow everyone up. I played one game with them, but it just seems like you don't really control where everyone goes. It just blows people up, and they just kind of randomly disperse.
Oh,
I was like a little bit underwhelmed. Huh?
It's the center out.
Yeah, but
it's all relative to where the mine is.
It doesn't seem like you can coordinate like a lot of like a lot of attack and stuff. And he just kind of like blows stuff up, and everyone just goes wherever. I don't know. I was a little bit underwhelmed. Maybe it was just quick match, and the guy was just trying him out. But I don't know. He was pretty good wave clear, but team fight, I don't know.
Can we all just agree that he's a specialist?
Yeah, he's a specialist. I don't know about the ranged assassin.
That's what he seems like to me.
He's like a ranged specialist.
He's a specialist where he trolls. That's his specialty.
Oh.
That was about right.
I don't know. I think in about 6 weeks he'll be out of the meta and no one will care about him. Unless he gets buffed, like really, that his numbers are really high. Like I don't think there's any other than like maybe like a couple teams in the HUC that will actually use him in a professional game.
Yeah, because he's pretty squishy too,
Yeah,
he has the same health as Tracer or Vala, so.
I think he'll get like the Gazlo treatment.
But Gazlo's fun.
Yeah, it's fun, but nobody like higher up. I think it'll be not played very often.
Well, HGC is the time to find out, right? Like it's when the pros bust out one of these heroes in ways that you're not expecting, and then suddenly, the meta shifts just by demonstration alone, and suddenly people are playing these guys in a whole different way. That's part of the fun of it, of the esports part for me.
Yeah, we'll definitely know in January, because like Junkrat is not allowed in the he's not allowed at BlizzCon.
Oh, gotcha. Right on.
That's disappointing.
Yeah, we won't know.
Would be a little fast turnaround, so that makes sense.
Yeah. Well, there was a big controversy like a week ago amongst all the pro players because they didn't want Junkrat, and then Blizzard was like, "Well, he's coming he's going to be available for BlizzCon," and then there was enough pushback. And they removed Junkrat, but the current patch that we have today is available for, right? Like
BlizzCon, this current patch is exactly
so the Zul'jin and Murden changes.
Yeah, so the new Murden's going to be available, and the new Zul'jin and so forth. So speaking of that, are we done with Junkrat? I think he's kind of like a shitty character, so I don't want to spend too much time.
A junkie.
Whoa,
done with
hot
you,
take already.
He's just a troll. It's like you just play him in quick match for fun. That's what I think.
Yeah. I think he's too gimmicky. There's not enough consistency in his damage. Avala, Lunara, characters like that, you know exactly what they're gonna do, and it's precise damage and burst. And Junkrat with his mine, and his trap is good. It's a good route. It's a long route. If you get the route off, it's like a 2-second like arm time. 2 seconds is forever.
Yeah. I think that's more of like when you're staking out an objective and you place it down to counter dive, basically.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be like Chromie's time trap.
Then if it's not perfectly placed, then it's kind of a waste of a cooldown.
That's why you have the squishy stand right on top of it.
You have that talent where it can move like level 16 too, where it kind of chases you if you want to do that.
Man.
Robin of Lostly asked in chat, is his mine good at isolating targets, or is it hard to pull off? It's kind of hard to pull off. The detonation circle is pretty small, so you need to really be really precise to knock someone in the way you want him to go.
Not particularly. Sounds like it's not particularly different than in Overwatch, and it's probably a little easier in Overwatch because the target is much bigger. But
yeah, I think the blast radius is like twice as big in Overwatch, something around that. And now Junkrat in Overwatch has 2 of them. So.
Okay. Anything else on Junkrat?
Boo.
Oh. Okay. So. God. Anyway.
So I'll catch you again. All right.
Scott, what do you think about the Murden rework?
It's interesting. His damage is lessened significantly, but I mean it's kind of nice having give him the axe at level 7. But the real thing is it looks like he can be a crowd control beast going shit, I gotta find him with his talents.
Is it the E build at 7 and 13 or
Yeah, you pick up heavy impact, and level 16 you can pick up Dwarven Launch, which decreases the cooldown and increases the range. And at level 20 Avatar, the upgraded Avatar looks really good. It gives you armor, 20 armor for 20 seconds. It's up. And it reduces the cooldown of a Thunderclap and Dwarf Toss. So between those and the baseline quest of Stormbolt, where after you hit 25 targets, you reduce the cooldown each time you auto attack by 1 second. And it's basically, you have battle momentum at level 20 when you have everything going. And it just seems like you could chain crowd control for just a ridiculous amount of time while Avatar's out.
Well, so you're a Murden main. Is this an overall benefit, these changes, or is it more like, not a nerf, but like not a positive? Is it just more like?
Yeah, I mean, it's looking pretty good. Like the mana cost for Stormbolt and Avatar got reduced, making a level 1. You could pick up Third Wind. I think that's going to be the dominant talent. You got the baseline talent at level 7 where it pierces, and you get a reduced cooldown after you hit like 25 targets, which, I mean, you should be able to get that by around level 13 on average.
What if Tower Baron's playing Murden?
What do you mean? What's that supposed to mean?
Yeah, then that might be till like 16, which is still early in the game at that point, because Tower Baron's games go for about 30 minutes. So, but
yeah, we get long games where no one really ends it.
But and his damage got reduced by about 10%. You can't go the damage build anymore with Give Him the Axe and Skullcracker because they're both on the same tier. Skullcracker looks garbage.
So those are trap talents? Level 7?
Give Him the Axe is good. I don't think Skullcracker is good because you don't have the attack speed bonus anymore.
Yeah.
The attack speed bonus was huge in being able to hit a target 3 times before they run away from you.
Thorn, do you play Murden at all, or
not much? No, I'm mostly a support main.
Oh, okay.
Everyone here plays support. What was this? Scott's playing right wing. Bacon plays support. Everyone.
It's like 4 out of the 5 guys here in this call are support mains.
What is Tower Baron's main?
I've been going with Leoric lately just because he's been super good in terms of
your
sustain.
main? Okay.
Yeah, Vala and Leoric are my go-tos now.
Okay.
So sustain damage and then Bruiser. So
he likes Leoric because when he dies, he just comes back really fast. No one really notices.
That is awesome too. You gotta walk around.
Guys, my death isn't that big a deal. I'll be back soon.
You might like Junkrat then. Suicide bomb in the fight, and then you get a rocket to ride back to the team fight.
I think that's like the one gimmick that kind of saves that character. I know we said we're off Junkrat, but that whole I'm just gonna suicide and like kill people and come back thing, that's probably one of his redeeming factors as a hero.
I like that they reduced his trait so it only does 25% damage now to buildings, so you can't like suicide to keep
that was necessary.
20. Yeah, Thorn, did you see that? There was like a pro player who took the cooldown reduction at level 20. So what he did every 30 seconds was suicide bomb into a keep. And like, if you did that 3 times, that kills the keep.
Oh my God. That's nuts.
So it's
there you go.
It's basically
you gotta find the first guy to exploit it, right? Just to This is why we can't have nice things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about this podcast. All right. Oh, that's right. No one really knows what we were talking about before we started recording. It makes no sense.
Yeah.
It only makes sense to me. All right. So, Bacon, what do you think about the new Zul'jin changes? From talking to some of the Windtimers, the ones who do play Range Assassin, they actually really like the changes to Zul'jin.
I love it. I like the changes to Zul'jin. It's basically what he needed. And the level 1 quest that he had before where he had to attack a bunch of heroes, so many times to get the range, that was basically a go-to talent. You needed to have it, but now it frees up a slot for him really early on. That way they like kind of changed him so he's kind of a hybrid auto attack Zul'jin now, because before you kind of had to do one or the other, but now I think he can do both kind of well, depending on what you like. He's more in the middle, and then you can kind of accent one side, the auto attack side of the mage side, but before he basically had to commit 100% one way or the other. And I like it. I like that his axes, you get the upgrade that it spins twice. Once you complete the quest, you get the extra range earlier on. His level 10, the axe, what's that called?
Guillotine.
Guillotine, yeah. 30-second, 50-second cooldown? 30-second cooldown?
30.
Yeah.
It's a short cooldown.
It's goddamn amazing.
Did you get aroused from saying that?
Yeah.
I feel like you got aroused.
Just talking about him right now.
Yeah,
That's what I felt like.
Especially the
This is assuming though. This is assuming that he has good front line, because he's still weak to that.
Yeah, but the combo potential, you got a level 1 talent that when you're below like 50% health, you get 20 spell power. You'd tailor that with Guillotine. You'd pick up Armani Rage at level 4, which reduces your health by 50% to like instantly trigger that spell power buff.
Yeah.
So he's got a lot of synergy with his talents now.
Yeah. And I just lost my train of thought. All right. Sorry.
Just think about Zul'jin naked.
You said you were at 20% of brain power, so we got it.
No, I don't have it. Sorry.
I'll keep the courtesy pause.
You're trying to grab the thought from running away, like, come back, motherfucker.
I hate when
Nope, it's gone.
The worst when that happens at work.
Oh
damn
man,
I give up.
it always sucks. Like when you're with clients or prospective clients, those are the worst. You're like, holy shit! I need to say something.
I think of yeah.
Sound smart. Sound smart.
So,
all right, Bacon. Gave you time, Bacon. Did you find it or no?
Oh no, we're still on this. No, move on.
Oh, okay. All right.
God damn it.
All right. So I think Zul'jin is really good. I think it's actually very possible that we see Zul'jin in maybe 20% of HEC games at BlizzCon.
I found it. Okay, shut up now.
Okay.
Coming back.
There goes my point that I went out the window. Okay.
Yeah. No, hold on to it. I'm about to forget it again. All right, so I think
you're coming in your pants right now. It feels like you're coming in your pants.
I got it.
Oh my god! I got it.
Look, I can't sit still in my chair right now. I'm fidgeting.
Did you just orgasm?
Bacon, are your toes?
You're about to make me forget again. Shit. All right, so the point of this rework, right, is hard carry ranged assassins. There's only a handful of them. So Vala, Lunara, Raynor in the lower levels. So there's not many to choose from, right? And then there's Gul'dan and Kel'Thas, but those are kind of mages. They don't really fit into the hard carry sustained damage role. That's that most comps basically need, especially in the pro scene. And I think the Zul'jin rework is aimed to fix that.
Yeah.
Okay.
He has some burst damage talents. He's got
great sustain.
He's got better sustain than he used to. Has improved mobility now, which before he didn't have like anything to help with mobility. He's got the net talent at what level 7, 13. I think. 13, the ensnare talent.
60-second cooldown, but it roots the first enemy hit for a second and a half. That's pretty nuts.
Cool.
Yeah, so he's got a lot more utility and survivability than he had before. He's got a move speed buff at a level 13 as well if you don't need the root, where each time you attack somebody, you get move speed. So he's got different things to make him not just stand still and auto attack. And if you dive him and get to him and lock him down, he's dead.
And now he has decent chase with the W with the axes now. Oh, he's always had decent chase.
Yeah,
I have some.
If he doesn't kill you first, right?
Yeah. You have some.
Bacon, I have some advice for you. This is what I do. Okay, it's a trade secret. I learned since like college.
All right.
You write stuff on your hand so you don't forget.
What the fuck?
I have tons of notes in my hand so I don't forget.
We have show notes open in front of the screen right here. You can type it out there.
When I think of a joke, I write it down with my hand so I don't forget. So it's right here, so I don't forget things.
No, please. Next time, write it on your face. That way, everyone.
I probably should. I'll just draw a penis like right here, right?
Yeah, please. Do the world a favor.
Right. How's that a favor?
I don't know.
How does me drawing a penis on my face a favor to the world?
Gankbush. I don't know.
All right. Moving on. This is a question for Thorn. Since you're a support main, in the last patch or 2 patches ago, Brightwing got nerfed and Morales got nerfed. Mm-hmm. So is Lucio now kind of like the number 1 or number 2 best support character in the game right now?
I feel like his ability to heal so many at once, and especially to amp it up and really pump out those heals, is so strong. And I feel like we're in a period where things are going to change again. Because they just made those changes to Brightwing, right? So, she feels good so far. Like I haven't had enough of it yet to get a good handle. I tried to a little the other night with you guys, and that didn't work out so well because of our overall comp. But she does feel good, and I think what we've seen from the devs and the balance teams in this game for so long is give it time and try and find out where the tipping points are, and we've had, think of how many different metas we've had where one support or one tank or one combo of heroes was so dominant, and then they'd switch things up to either nerf that or to bring others up, and so that stuff that's one of the things I like so much about this game is that they keep changing things up so that these things don't just remain the same altogether. In fact, one of the big indicators for them, right, is always what's the pick rate. And so if Lucio just remains on the strength of that alone, that's something that would raise a red flag for them that would at least bring him into consideration.
Mm-hmm. You mentioned that you liked how often they change the game. Do you think there is like a patch fatigue that comes in? Because it does seem like, they patch it like three-ish times a month, depending.
3 times a month out of 4 weeks in a month?
Yeah. 2 to 3 times.
Yeah, they definitely need to give it time, right? So I don't know. It's really hard to tell. Like, I think the way you guys framed it in terms of like a new player, that sort of thing, I feel like that can get a little nuts, but I realized recently that I don't know much about other MOBAs, so I actually started playing League of Legends a little bit.
Oh, okay.
No. Which I had never played before. So funny story, maybe perhaps unusual story. Heroes of the Storm is my first MOBA, first and only MOBA until trying League of Legends. Actually, that's not true. I tried League of Legends years ago until I got exposed to the community, and then I immediately quit. And even the people who I know who are fans of that game will agree with that statement right away. So, but coming back to it, it's so interesting to see the difference. And I feel like I'm jumping the gun here because like we're gonna get to the part about
No, go for it though.
How it is for new players.
Do it.
Yeah.
Okay, so in terms of the exposure for new players, that's what I'm feeling the opposite way for League of Legends. It's difficult as hell to really understand what's going on. I even went out and found some like beginners videos just to try and get a little bit of a head start, do a little bit of homework. understand at least the basics of what the hell is going on, because it's just so incredibly different. So in terms of patch fatigue, I feel like that's something that I would worry more about if I was really had a real sharp laser focus on my ranked, like on my rank at the high end, or if I was a competitive player. But I feel like for most players, the changes are not insignificant, but subtle enough, that they're not changing the world all the time. I feel like those patches where they change something and a hero gets a complete rework, I feel like they give that more time, because you have to see how it plays out and how it's affecting the balance. And balance is so big in this game, right? So, that one change to one hero is going to have a ripple effect, and a lot of times it's not in ways that they expect. So,
yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
But you
actually
that it keep things fresh.
yeah.
Yeah, I actually started playing with a friend of mine who has a Dota background, and he had never played Host before, so I offered to play with him. And he picked, Jaina. He's like, "Oh, Jaina's the Frost Mage. Like, I know that character."
And she's blonde and that she's white.
Pretty much, yeah. I guess
And
he
she
said
got
it's
that
like the
big
exact
face.
same character in Dota.
Mhm.
And like he picked up all the abilities, but when it comes to like knowing the maps and the objectives and the rotation between the lanes, that's like the biggest hurdle. He had MOBA experience, but I think just knowing what to do with the maps and all the objectives, because the maps keep changing every game, I think that was the biggest hurdle. I don't think that's as well explained, I guess. If you played another MOBA, the mechanics are kind of similar. So
this is a completely different question. And I'm going to derail the conversation, but it's a joke. So Thorn, you said that she felt really good, right? About
Oh, yeah.
Brightwing. So did she feel like a bag of sand? Is that how she felt?
She felt like 2 bags of sand.
Oh, there you go. Boom.
Nice.
Filled with water filling.
I wrote it down on my hand, Bacon, so I didn't forget.
Thank
Boom.
you.
That's called a callback.
I got. Yeah, it is. It's a callback. There you go. See, Thorn's a professional.
Damn.
He's done like 140 episodes of his podcast. He's
wait, so you just haven't washed
You're
your
so next
hands?
level. You're probably gonna start like writing on your forearm now. Damn.
Dude, what happens if you just have to take a shit and then just have to wash your hands? You just like avoid the top of your hand or something?
Pretty much. I'm gonna be like the guy in Memento with like tattoos
There
of
you
all the show notes around my body, so I don't forget any jokes.
Hold on, guys. I gotta see what's next. He pulls up his. Bear with me. This one's still
Cringe,
fresh.
alive.
All right. So Scott, what do you think about Lucio being like the number 2 healer in the game? Is that off base or is that about right?
Who's number 1?
Rhaegar.
Rhaegar?
Oh, Rhaegar.
I don't know. I mean, all the supports seem fairly close right now. It all depends on what you want to do. I mean, he's good. But for me, Brightwing's number 1.
Even after the nerfs?
Yeah, shield does
Yeah.
less.
Shields, you just teleport around the map, preventing your allies from getting ganked. You reduce so much damage that they can't kill who they're trying to kill. It's awesome.
When HEC starts next week, the pre-BlizzCon matches start next week. Do you think there's going to be like a lot of diversity with supports, or is it going to be like mostly just Rhaegar first picked? In Europe, like Rhaegar's very, very highly prioritized.
Get banned.
I don't know if it'll get banned. There's gonna be a lot of diversity, because I mean, just watching the Crucible games, there's double support all over the place, and people are banning out supports. There's like 12 supports. So if like both teams pick a double support, that's 4. If each of them ban a support, that's 6. So there's like gonna be a support choke, and it's like whatever direction the people want to draw it's gonna go. But
No, right now morale. Like, I'm speaking purely on a competitive scene. Morales is good, Uther is good, Lucio, Rhaegar, Brightwing, Lily's picked sometimes, depending on the auto attacks. Tyrande has her moments. Tacit obviously is a good pairing with the hard carry. Ariel double support pairing. Stukov has his moment, so it's like supports
auto
are
attack
good right
carries.
now. Yeah.
What about Ana? Come on,
They're
dude.
all kind of viable.
Anna's Egyptian?
Yeah.
What about Ana? She's
What about Ana?
She's cool.
Yeah, she's cool.
I know. I think she has a. I don't know about competitive. I think she might work. But
Do that.
she's a little squishy and she doesn't have much peel. So
Yeah. And she can't heal herself, so that's going to be kind of sketchy.
So Thorn, what do you think about Anna or Anna? What are your thoughts on her?
haven't really played her much. Sorry, I don't have a lot of my most of my exposure to that was Bacon playing the other night.
oh no. So
Wait.
completely-
What actually
it's
happened
an
is all like
awful
2 references
opinion.
so far.
Here's my play style on Anna. I try my best. I hit about a third of my healing darts, but every single sleeping dart. That's been
There
the
you go.
trend. Yeah.
That's a grandmaster for you, by the way.
Wow.
There you
The
go.
enemies
When
want to
the-
get the enemies want to stack my fucking sleep dart like there's no tomorrow. But my allies don't want heals apparently. So
They keep dodging.
yeah, they're practicing their jukes
There you go.
for the enemy team.
Just like in Overwatch.
Based on
Oh,
what
yeah.
Scott said, it sounds like that supports are in a good spot because there's no one clear-cut number one healer now.
Too good of a spot. It's the double support in every game on like both teams going double support. Kind of boring to watch.
Fight's going too long.
There's no such thing as double support really, and silver and down. No one really
So-
wants to play support.
Well,
To be honest,
for good reason.
I mean, maybe you'll occasionally get a Tirana, but then it's all because they want to throw out owls. It's not even because they want to support. So I don't know what you guys are talking about. Like games are boring. My games are crazy. You don't know what people are gonna pick.
I was referring more to the pro scene.
All right.
I don't see double support like it's somewhat frequent in like the games I play, but for the pro scene, I think it's going to be pretty much every game. I just want to see Fnatic stomp everybody with a solo support so that they try and change the meta.
I bet that won't happen though. I don't see that happening. But
Even
Yeah,
if they do,
it's
no
my
one's gonna
hope.
follow him because it's execution based and
Yeah,
Not gonna
and they execute better than everybody else.
yeah. So
quick aside, Thorn, what are your thoughts on who's going to win at HEC? And who do you think is going to be in the top 2 and the top 4?
and why is it MVP
Whoa.
Black?
Jesus.
Oh,
Choke. They've always choked.
Oh, my
Oh,
boy, Thorn. Oh
wow.
my god. Damn.
If I'm
Wow,
being honest, they were
some
just
bling
getting
on
those out
that.
of BlizzCon last year, so I don't know.
oh, there you go. Boom.
But they were
The
the only
lag-
ones I think giving
yeah.
out swag. It was pretty cool actually.
The Lightning Balls is an MVP Black sponsored team now. But
I would love to see the words "lagging balls" on the team.
we can put that on Rich's face, like lagging balls. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I want to
I
thank you, Ragging Bars.
I gotta say, okay, so being a bit of a homer, I looked up some of the teams ahead of time because I don't follow closely enough to really know the stories behind it all these days. So I did go back to take a look at some of the teams in preparation for this, and my first inclination was to say Tempo Storm because the first few seasons of things when the pro scene was really coming together, Tempo Storm was really like the homers that really kind of came out far and above everybody else, and then came the fall, right? So they're and when they fell hard, and so this I look at this Tempo Storm team. And I know a few of these names, of course, but not from this team. And it's a completely different team. I'm talking about like the Dreadnought days, kind of. So like, that's what I was thinking of in terms of Tempo Storms. It really seems more to me like the ones that I kind of know a lot more and therefore kind of gravitate toward is more of Gale Force. Not to mention the
They're
fact
not
that like,
in
Good news,
BlizzCon.
Gale Force isn't in BlizzCon.
well, there you go. So never mind.
Boom. And actually, like their captain retired yesterday.
Oh yeah. Oh, really?
What, Michael Udall?
Oh, see, I didn't hear
Yeah,
about that.
good riddance. Let's
Yeah.
move on from that.
Oh,
Oh,
oh no, the salt is
Yeah,
coming
so-
out.
Ah.
French loves
New
NA,
answer
by
is
the way,
MVP
Thorn.
Black then. What's that?
French loves NA,
Yeah.
as in he hates NA.
Pretty much.
Can't stand him.
I bet.
It gives me like an anti-boner, whatever that is. Okay.
You gotta at least root for them when you're there, though.
Yeah.
No.
What
Till-
if
till
they're in the
somebody comes
finals?
on his show?
What if an
then
NA
he
team's in the
changes
finals
tune.
against Fnatic?
If NA's in the finals, I will drink the blood of Thorn after this one.
Jesus.
Jesus
Oh,
Christ!
wow.
You didn't even
No,
get
it
his
was donating
permission.
Blood.
Time out.
I'll do it.
Back off.
Well, you know he's gonna have Gankbush STDs, so
The power of black compels you. Oh, that sounds really wrong out of context. So please.
Oh man.
really out of context.
Oh, shit.
Wow.
Gillyweed, I didn't mean it.
Oh my God. I feel like Bacon has like a wet dream of gillyweed like once a week. That's what it feels
Nah.
like.
Yeah.
No, it's,
He's like,
it's funny,
at
'cause
least twice a week. Come on.
guys, just once. All right.
He's
Once
just like
is
the,
enough.
he's like the stereotypical Asian guy, white blonde girl. Oh man. Fuck.
Well, she gives him that great bait, mate. Bait for eight.
Oh man. All right. This is weird. All right. Yeah.
This went exactly where we planned it to go.
Pretty,
Don't lie.
pretty much. Scott, is Johanna the best tank now?
No.
Is she in the conversation for the best tank?
Oops.
Um,
No.
she has her highlights. I mean, she's good at zoning when you have a squishy team on your side, and she's more viable than she was before at fulfilling that role. So I'll go with that.
Tarbrand, what do you think?
I did actually play her in Hero League last time, or yesterday, excuse me. And yeah, she seems a lot stronger. The health buff made it a lot more survivable, in my opinion. She always had, I guess, a little bit lower health after that nerf. I guess it wasn't a nerf because it gave her armor instead. But I kind of feel the increased health buff. And I think she fulfills a certain role, like a zone. And if they have like auto attack characters or divey characters like Tracer or someone, you can kind of peel and take damage away with the blinds. I still think Garrosh is probably a little bit better. And
Garrosh.
ETC, Garrosh, Gary, right?
Gary, there you go.
Gary.
That's
the word.
Gary, I'll scream.
Gary. Yeah, so I think she's, fulfills a certain role depending on the team comp, and if you have a lot of poke characters, like a Li Ming or mages and stuff that can peel like really well. So I think she's good in those situations. I think the best tank for my level is definitely Leoric, though, just because his sustain. He does takes a lot of damage and does a lot of damage. And
Except
sustains
Leoric's
really
not
well.
a tank.
He's a
Leoric's
bruiser. But he can play, like, you can build him as a tank. Like, he's best, I think, as a bruiser, but he works as a tank as well.
He doesn't have enough crowd control, though.
Yeah, he
Besides
doesn't
his
have
one
crowd
ultimate.
control. He doesn't have good damage mitigation.
Yeah.
That's true. Maybe in, like, I guess I'm thinking more of you're playing solo queue, and you don't know, like, you're not on comps with you guys. I guess it's not as effective when you're in like a comp with everyone that's like on the same call and stuff. I think maybe, yeah, he can't solo tank, but solo queuing in silver, gold league or lower, it's gonna be pretty strong. So I think Leoric's the man to go for.
All right,
So.
Thorn. I know you don't play. You're a support man, so you don't play many tanks. But let's change the question to which tanks do you fear?
Tanks I fear. First of all, I fear Garrosh because I don't like the displacement. That's pretty heavy displacement. That bothers me. I fear Varian because he just doesn't fucking die. And in the right hands, I would fear very much a Muradin or an ETC.
All right, cool. But is Johanna in that conversation at all?
I don't think she's one that I fear, but she's one that I'm definitely wary of and one that I'm watching very closely.
What the? Was someone like race car?
That was a car racing.
Is that you, Scott?
Place. Yeah.
Johanna.
Yeah.
Johanna got a movement buff, I think.
Yeah.
Got speed boost.
Scott lives around all these. He lives around all these Asian people, so there's lots of like Too Fast, Too Furious people, like in that area.
With Tokyo Drift on the show today. Yeah, so you know what, Johanna, she also belongs in the same conversation in terms of in the right hands, because her ability to just get in there and mess with everyone and just all the displacement and all the interrupts and things like that. I feel like you can influence a game with a mediocre Johanna, and I feel like you can outright, take control of the game with a pro Johanna.
All right.
The thing is, she doesn't really engage well, so I think she's really good at sort of peeling off dive kind of characters. Yeah. So I guess my games, if I have like a lot of range, like Goldans or mages and stuff, it's like Johanna's going to be up there for me.
Yeah, I mean, you don't really fear Johanna. It's when you're on the other team, she frustrates you because you can't get to the target you want to get to because she's just always in your way.
Yeah.
And then you get to the target and then she throws a quick blind and...
Yeah, exactly.
That bitch.
I mean, I think I told you, though, like, I had never played Artanis until, like, a couple months ago. I was telling you guys the other night, and, man, at my crappy MMR, I just made kids cry that night. It was beautiful. But I still don't, that's, I'm not saying that makes him a part of this conversation. Again, he's very much a brawler and not a main tank by any means, but good God, man.
Yeah.
No, man. Even at the Masters level, good Artanises, they exist, and then they change the game by getting that like one little pick right before an objective spawns. So it ends up being like a 5v4 objective and starts like snowballing the game. Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, feels so bad.
Feels bad, man.
Feels bad, man. Oh, by the way. That's the Tokyo Drift song. For
there it is. I didn't even know what that was.
Only Bacon knows that.
Just a minute or two too late, but it's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Just have that on standby for the next car that drives past me.
Pretty much.
I'll have it on standby.
All right, so I'm going to skip a topic. I want to go back to what Thorn said earlier. Is Heroes getting too niche? Is it kind of information overload for new players when they're trying to learn the game, like all the nuances of the game? What do you guys think about that? Because I feel like when I started playing the game 2 years ago, I felt kind of overloaded because there were like maybe 30 characters, and there were like 6 maps. And it took me months just for me to even feel comfortable. Like, it took me about 6 months before I even came close to feeling comfortable playing the game. What do you guys think? I had this thought the other day when I was running, that I feel like if I was a new player right now, there's 12 maps,
Dope.
and there's 50 or there's 70 characters now. Like, do you feel like it's too much for new players?
I think this is like the advantage HOTS had a year ago, where it was more simple to play, less heroes, so there's less informational overload. But now that's not the case anymore. League has 100 heroes, 100 plus, 110, and then HOTS says, it's only 30 behind, but 70 heroes is still an ass load of heroes. So, it's a lot to ask. And even if it's 30 less heroes, there's 12 maps and all the little nuances between the maps and the drafting that changes from map to map. So yeah, like when I first started, it was right when Artanis was released, and I played hours and hours and looked up guides every day, and it still took me like until player level 600 700 before I think I had a confident grasp on a platinum level meta.
Sure. I'd say it's still new player friendly, and here's why. I think they, including things like the difficulty ratings and the clarity of the roles by allowing you to just sort by that on the character screens and things like that, I think makes it all a lot clearer. I think that things like quick match and unranked draft make it easy for you to hop in without consequences. And I'm not so concerned about things like draft for a new player, because I feel like most, not all, but I feel like most new players would really avoid something like a draft or ranked or anything like that for a while. And I just feel like that gives you levels of experience in this game that helps you not only start playing a new game and get excited about it and then think like, oh, but I would never play something like Leoric, because I just I don't feel like being way up in it. I feel like I need to be ranged and just kind of get the lay of the land, and then get forced into that role somehow, or maybe play one of the brawls and then get a hold of that giant hammer and that giant what the hell you call that thing, mace? What is he holding?
Yeah, it's a mace.
So you swing that giant mace a few times and you're like, God damn, this guy's fun as hell. What have I been missing, right? And I always get surrounded in this game, but now I can just escape and ghost right out, right? So that's one of the things that I loved about this game. It's one of the things that got me hooked about it in the beginning, was I had opinions about some of these heroes by seeing them playing. I fucking hated some of them by playing against some of them because they were people who were good on it. There you go, exactly. Still hate Nova, by the way. Never did like Nova. Fuck Nova. And but so many of these other ones.
Gillyweed.
So Thorn.
Yeah.
Of all the HOTS characters, the fictional characters, what's your favorite? What's the hottest character in the game of HOTS, in your opinion?
Don't be ridiculous. Cho'Gall. Come on.
Oh,
Cho'Gall,
wow.
Rough.
Two holes.
There's two heads are better than one.
It's like doing two chicks at the same time. It's like a threesome in one body.
How would the 69 work? How does that work?
Well, I don't know. It'd be a lot of work, though.
6969.
696.
There you go.
Asking the real questions here. See, you get back to the important stuff.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I kind of didn't remember. I think Thorn had a really nice thing to say, and I just totally interrupted it.
No. This is the important stuff. This is where the rubber meets the road, my friend.
So, okay, in terms of females,
talking about rubber meeting roads. Sorry.
He was on. Okay, he got it on time. That's.
I gotta try to find the chorus. The chorus is funny as hell. Oh, that's so racist. All right.
I'm glad I won't remember any of this, but so Thorn, in terms of the female characters, what's your favorite?
Well, you mean favorite to play?
No.
Favorite to lay?
No, well, to play and lay. Oh,
yeah. You gotta play before you lay.
Fair.
Oh no.
So I was thinking about this a little bit recently.
The oven.
Or
well put.
Or which one would you like to take on a wholesome date?
Yeah, which one do you want to go to brunch with?
Yeah, there you go. Am I frozen? Am I out of?
No, you're good.
Webcam is freaking out. My webcam is opposed to this question apparently.
Oh man, it's the alt left. They're coming to get you, the social justice warriors. Oh no.
Valera, I think, is the answer for me, actually.
Who?
Valera.
Oh my God, stealth.
Because I like the but the that's my more recent consideration. But my all-time favorite since her appearance is Li Ming.
Oh, you're a rice queen, huh?
I guess.
Oh man, you're like Tara.
I guess I require the services of a wizard.
Oh, you must have been like a Hermione guy 10 years ago. Huh?
Oh yeah, big time. Well, once she was of age, of course.
When she had the countdown to 18, you owned the site, didn't you?
Do you remember that shit? That was.
That's gross.
With
actually.
the Olsen twins too.
No, they're kind of gross actually. I never found them attractive ever.
No, me neither.
Not once.
Well, once they turned 18 and we're all like anorexic and coked out, they weren't hot anymore.
Exactly. I never understood their appeal on any level. Like I was like, what? Like you can just go to like, Tucson, Arizona, or you can go to San Diego, California. They're everywhere.
Tucson. There's nothing in Tucson. I've been to Tucson.
No,
I'm just gonna gloss over the fact that Scott was talking about how they're only hot when they were underage.
well,
like nobody. They were just.
Hey.
Whoa.
That's my age group. They're only like a year or two younger than me. So
Scott is our Harvey Weinstein. We try to put him on the rug,
Oh my God, you dropped that! Wow.
Wow.
We tried not to talk about it.
Well, Bacon is our Roman Polanski. So how do you like that? Boom.
I don't know that reference.
Exactly. Yeah. You want to drop shit? I'll drop shit too. So.
Thank you. I am a Polanski.
So by the way, Thorn, we actually do hate each other. That's the answer to the question an hour and a half ago. We actually do hate each other.
Okay, I get it. Fringe, you're the Woody Allen.
I ain't dating no Asian girl.
Hey, we're all here. All right.
I ain't doing that. I'm like Hero Physio. I just date white girls. Boom.
He's in the chat. You heard that.
That's why I said it. I'm talking to him right now.
All right, so hero nuances, Thorn. Do you remember what you were talking about 10 minutes ago?
Sorry? No, not at all.
All right.
Oh, just the friendliness to new players, I guess, right? I feel like like when I was a new player, there were things that I remember a conversation with one of the devs about this, and they talked about they were talking about Raynor, right? Raynor is a pretty relatively simple character, right? Point and shoot kind of thing. You can start there, right? But there's enough nuance in Raynor that you can understand that the A move and there's levels of nuance you can get to with Raynor where you can just be ridiculously effective. And when you have things like a triple tank meta or something like that, this suddenly he's super important, and then it's far beyond the basics. So I have a problem with people who would, and it's generally people who are League or Dota fanatics that would just say that there's no. Oh Jesus Christ! I did it again. I'm turning that off. Sorry.
Oh shit!
I breathe a little bit there. Sorry.
Sorry, I did it again.
There you go. You hit your button.
Oh man.
But yeah, I have issues with people who say that there's not enough levels of complexity in this, and that they're because there aren't carries, that it's a baby game basically, and I just don't agree with that.
Sorry, by the way, I had my desktop audio muted, so they never heard any of the Tokyo Drift stuff. The audience did. So they don't know what the hell we're talking about.
Oh no!
We're just laughing like idiots.
Hey, at least we're all spending time together.
Oh man, so we've been laughing at ourselves essentially.
I think. Hold on. No, actually, they've heard everything. Sorry, my sound settings are weird.
Good.
Ignore me.
So Blizzard, if you're listening to this, please give the Lagging Ball some codes for their show. And also sponsor us. We're a high quality show with all our shows. As you can probably tell, we would be a great representative to the community at large.
Yeah. Diverse, right? Koozies, right?
Yeah, we have the koozies, Blizzard.
We'll give you 4 koozies for a code. Yeah. We'll barter.
Yeah. We'll do a Brexit style type of bartering. We'll give you, we'll give you 100. You give us 1. Okay, so where are we? I don't know where I am anymore.
We were talking about the new
So
players.
Thorn, you know how you said you went to League of Legends and you kind of had the overload of information. Do you think if you were a League of Legends player, around the same skill level as your HOTS player right now, and you had no knowledge of HOTS going into it, and do you think you would kind of be on the same foot of, I have no idea what the hell I'm doing?
No, I don't think so, because there are MOBA basics. So I've run into players who were new to Heroes of the Storm coming from Dota or League of Legends, and there are things that you from those things like laning, obviously last hitting, thank God, is not a part of this game because that's so annoying. But
Yeah.
you know how to lane, you know how to avoid bushes so that you don't get ganked. Those are things that put you head and shoulders above all the competition as a starting player. So,
All right.
however, the difference is, we're not playing on the same map all day long, right? So those nuances are much harder. But I would argue that a new player who doesn't know map mechanics but can lane effectively and not die over and over is probably more useful than a new player who's learning the map mechanics and trying to do things right but dying a whole lot and not contributing as much.
Right. But and in the end, like the lower level games, all it ends up being is like a drawn out 5v5 team fight. So if you have the mechanics to survive that team fight, map mechanics are automatically learned over time, I guess. Right?
Yeah. Just exposure.
Yeah.
It just seems like the barrier to entry now, like you have to spend way more hours just getting caught up.
Yeah.
But I think that's also on Blizzard's part to make good tutorials. And I just recently, like a week ago, played their tutorial. God awful. Like,
is it the same as it was 2 years ago?
Yes. Uther's like, hey, do you know how to press Q on Vala? Congratulations, you're ready for Heroes of the Storm.
I like that Uther impersonation.
Heroes.
Yeah.
I don't know.
The only update they did to the tutorial was allow you to play different characters, where it used to be like only Raynor.
Only Raynor, yeah.
Now I think it's Raynor, Vala, maybe, and like one other character. I think there's like 3 characters you can play in the tutorial. But the tutorial's terrible. But I don't think the barrier to entry is any harder in HOTS than any of the other MOBAs.
Well, I think out of all the major MOBAs, I think HOTS definitely has the lowest barrier. Right?
Yeah. I'd agree with that.
But a simple thing like if one of the arguments against HOTS is that there are too many maps and map mechanics to learn, like, there's a loading screen. You can put, little bits of information while players are just sitting there for a minute doing nothing.
It's there.
I mean,
we
already know everything on that screen.
Would have those like tips.
Yeah.
Something
Not even the
that.
tips. Just like instead of the splash screen with the art, you can put the whole mini map on the screen and then point out locations and map mechanics and how the objective works. That way, you can spend like a minute reading that. And as a new, we already know how everything works, but as a new player, that could be valuable.
That makes sense.
Yeah, or just have like a little tab in the corner that you would click on and would bring that up and have pages of here's the maps, information about the objectives, another page that you click through, stuff like that.
Yeah.
I think they bury in the try mode in the collection. Like, it's hard to access that if you don't know where to go. It's not really accessible. I think that's actually really good because when I'm trying new heroes, I always go to try mode, but I know where it is because I know to go to collection, go to hero, and there's that button on the bottom that says like try hero. So I think if that was more accessible, like instead of digging in a few clicks or something, that'd be pretty cool as in addition to the tutorial.
Yeah, that'd be nice for throw it in the play modes with quick match and AI and stuff. Throw the try mode in there.
Yeah.
So you could just go in there real quick and select a hero.
Good idea.
And hop right in rather than going through collections and look for the hero you want to try, because that's a pain in the ass.
Yep.
There was a famous streamer who gets 10,000 viewers, and then he was trying heroes at this, because he heard it was fun, and he was trying to buy gems or buy a hero, and he's like, "Where's the shop?" And then he spent a minute clicking buttons, and he couldn't figure out how to buy gems to buy a hero. So he was just like, "All right, I give up."
Damn.
So it's just not intuitive, because we know what's going on because we've played with the system for so long, but it's
Right.
it's
Yeah, and that's why some of this is hard to answer, right? Because you're not really coming from the right perspective on it. I've been in since beta, so it's hard to tell at this point how much different it is. I remember here. I'll tell you a rookie mistake I made that was really, really bad. Okay, here's confession time. I was so excited about like the descriptions of all these different heroes. I was so stoked about like how all of this was going to balance. I loved some of the unusual types of heroes. I loved that there were things that were already in the game right away. Everything from a Rainer point and shoot guy to an Abathur, where he's not even really in the lane at all, and he's just contributing by, putting a hat on people and living through that, or pushing lanes by throwing extra minions at it, that sort of thing. So I thought, oh my god, I am terrified about being terrible about MOBAs because I have no background in it. I think Abathur would be a great first character to pick. So the very first purchase for me after like the initial Rainer was Abathur.
No.
Like the worst possible hero that you could choose.
An expensive
For
hero.
there. It was horrible.
Did not help you learn how to play the game with any other characters.
No.
Right, you try like auto attack with him in the lane or something.
Yeah,
Slap
just like-
people.
Yeah.
Looks like you're swimming.
Well, I kind of did that newbie mistake of I was playing a game and I was like, what the hell is this Abathur doing? He's just sitting on fort. And then I typed to him, yo, get in the fucking fight. What are you doing? And because I didn't know how his hat mechanic works.
Like Thorn busted out the Slapathur. Boom.
Was that also on your hand too? Is it on your hand?
No. The 2-ton Yoda said that. That's his joke. That's not my joke. Okay. You guys want to move on from that?
Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
I think it all just comes down to the longer this game goes on, the more confusing it's going to be, the more mechanics, the more maps. So I hope Blizzard has a plan to simplify the tutorial or have more avenues for the players to explore when it comes to learning the mechanics, because a lot of these things are like hidden. And like, do you guys know how much health a level 10 or a 10-minute mercenary camp has? Like, no.
Why?
Yeah,
No.
like I got no clue how well they scale their damage, health.
Yeah. And then bosses scale differently, and then there's also a cap to their scaling. Core also scales up to like level up to 22 minutes, and then they cap. All these things are hidden between. Yeah.
When you said Cora, are you referring to your favorite HOTS podcast?
Yes.
Okay. Just want to make sure. Sorry.
I love Scott Johnson.
Well, you're gonna meet him in 2 weeks.
Yeah. I try
But
to.
all right. So we actually have a new
Field.
game. A listener gave this to us. So I think it was Hero Physio actually. So we're gonna start this new game because Thorn is here, and I felt that it's only apropos that we launched this new game with Thorn.
Apropos, you know what that means?
I do. Apropos.
Isn't that
Boom.
the flower smelly things in bathrooms?
Potpourri.
Potpourri?
Oh.
Poopery. It's poopery.
It was close. It sounds fancy.
All right, so we have a new game that we're going to launch right now. So Thorn's favorite character is Rhaegar. So I wanted what?
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I asked him yesterday, and he told
That's
me.
my boy,
so,
man. You and me, brother.
Hell yeah.
Well, he's my favorite character too. But okay, so
No, not you. You can go. Just me and Thorn.
what? Racist.
I've seen your Rhaegar play. It's all right.
Oh my God! Now you're lying. Now
No
you're lying.
gracias. No gracias.
Now you're lying. Now you're just making
Now
fun.
you're lying.
You're just being hurtful on
We've
purpose
seen
now.
dozens of games of your
No,
Rhaegar.
Now you're just being hurtful on purpose.
Hey, Thor. Do you know if there's like a 2-minute team fight and you're like 4v5 the entire time, and then you realize, oh hey, where's our healer? Oh, he's trying to solo boss. That's our
Well, what?
Mr. Fringe.
Why are you bringing up old shit?
Yeah.
Exactly. That hasn't
See,
happened.
That's in the
What
past.
had
That's 2
happened
weeks
was-
ago, man.
No. That's a lie. Becky doesn't want to play with us anymore. He's scared of lowering his MMR by playing with us. He's afraid of
Oh
us.
no.
Yeah.
I'm busy as hell, man.
See, what happened was
He was hating on my ETC like a few days
Well.
ago too.
Well,
Hating.
Well,
I don't think it was your ETC. I think it was just you standing there doing nothing that he was hating on.
no,
You were
that
in that
was
game. You
that,
don't know.
that was actually French. I think.
That was like, you were in my game.
All right.
No.
Here's the story.
I was like, what are you talking
Fringe
about?
is ETC, right? And he's sitting in a bush, right?
we don't have time for this. We don't have time for this.
And-
We have time.
And there's 3 people. There's ETC, me as a healer, and then there's a damage dealer. And then literally 2 pixels north of ETC, outside the bush, is an enemy hero. And he just sits there on mount. And then I'm like, slide the fucker. And then he goes, oh, okay. Like it took me. It took him until I said slide the fucker for him to think about trying to gank the.
No. You're making that up.
At least he didn't run away to go soak lanes.
Yeah.
You made. See, you guys. Okay.
You guys got
just-
the pick, though, right? You guys got the pick.
No.
You didn't run away.
He ran
Anyway,
away.
all right. Let's get back on track here. All right, let's do it. All right. So the new game that we're gonna launch right now
Launch.
is what?
Launched. It's like so epic. Let's go with it.
I said it twice. Okay. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna figure out the alcohol.
Sorry. No,
Never gonna
I
get to
have
it.
a
I
feeling
said.
that was
Never
intentional.
get to it.
That's never gonna
I
happen.
didn't do it on purpose. I'm sorry.
Okay. So the new game we have is like we're gonna do the name game. I guess is the name of it. I guess. So what is the alcoholic beverage for Rhaegar? So if Rhaegar was an alcoholic beverage, what would he be?
I feel like that's
So
easy. It's easy. All right.
oh holy shit.
Here's what he
Okay.
is. Here's what he is. He is pre-nerf for Loco,
Oh.
right? When they still
That's
had like the caffeine and the booze.
That's weapon
like-
trade.
Yeah, there you go.
Loco. Holy
Because
shit.
he's like he's got the rage, right? He's got the energy.
He's strong. He's got
Yep.
the utility factor of
Yep.
multiple drugs.
Yeah, and if you spec him right, then he can
He
fast for him. So
but the original Four Loko makes you kind of crazy though. Right? If
Yeah,
you have
I
more
mean-
than one of those, like you're pretty like it's
Right.
Come on,
basically
man. Bloodlust.
yeah, man.
Oh.
it's
This is
all
thematic
coming
all the
together.
way through. We're good.
As someone who's been on the Loco, the original Loco, like if you have two, it's basically like 3 beers and like 2 Red Bulls in one.
Bad. Oh God, it was bad.
When it
Those were
first came
dark
out,
days, man.
I like chugged the can, and then I drank
Oh.
like 3 beers after that. They should rename that shit fetal position because that was me for the next 12 hours.
Oh,
Right next
And
to
you
the
were like-
toilet.
you were like 21 years old too when you did
No,
that.
I was probably like 19 or something.
Oh my god, you were doing underage drinking.
Yes, French.
You
Wait,
broke the
there's booze
law.
in that?
Oh my god.
I'm 28 now. Can catch me, motherfuckers. Statutes of limitations.
The statute
I
of
don't
limitations is fuck you.
Yep.
All right. So I guess is Four Loco going to be the Rhaegar
yeah.
beverage?
That
Do we all
sounds
agree on
good.
that?
All right.
All right. Well, shit. Okay, that was way faster than I thought it was.
Hey, we
Doesn't
did it at
feel-
the same time, right? So we're good.
I don't know.
I thought you were going to go on to other characters. Did you expect that one character to last like 15 minutes?
Yeah, I did.
Like all of us nominate like 8 drinks and we have like
Yeah.
I'm
Because
sorry I
thought,
came
like-
up with the perfect answer right away.
Well, pretty much, but because I thought we had like another 10 minutes left, but I guess
mean,
not.
Thorn's
We're
a
out of-
professional.
He's been doing this for like 3 years now, right? 3-4 years.
2.5.
Yeah. Holy shit. You're like a veteran.
Oh yeah.
They have
Old
I think they have like 50 episodes on us, so
You're really good. You guys are going to BlizzCon, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh man, we'll see you there.
Awesome. All you guys are going?
This actually,
Yeah.
a quick plug. This
whole
is going to be
Gankbush
on the initial launch of the Con Before the Storm panels. She's going to be in the first one.
Yeah.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah. So if she needs a koozie, let us know. We have koozies available.
Really
She
pushing
doesn't
the
drink,
koozies.
but she would hold it and look very pretty.
Yep. Oh,
take
you can
that.
book like Coke bottles and
Yeah. put her little Starbucks or whatever in it.
Oh, you know what we need to do? We need to get some Four Loko.
Oh no.
This episode is sponsored by Four Loko.
Yeah, we need to get some Four Loko for like BlizzCon. We'll have some like in our van or something like that. We could sell it.
And is that
Anyway.
is that the end of the segment?
Apparently so. I honestly thought it would take like 10 to 15 minutes, but it took like 2.
All right, I
Just
have
fun.
a theme song. I have a song to end the segment.
Oh, I wonder what it is.
Wow.
All right, that was Owen Wilson saying "Wow" for 5 seconds.
Yeah. That's like that's literally what I said last podcast when we were talking to BBJ off the air. That was literally me off the air.
Yeah. Pretty much.
So, yeah. Oh man. I feel bad for people listening to us right now. Like I feel like, well, I'm really drunk. I drank this entire bottle of wine like in about an hour. But I feel bad for all the listeners right now. Like this is really we're off the rails now.
It's okay. You're doing a good job hosting. Keep going.
Oh man. We need some more.
Drink
he
break.
wasn't fucking
There
around.
you go. There you
All
go.
right.
Yeah. Don't sip it. Chug it.
That's how Scott drinks wine, by the way. I've drinking like over like 100
Drinking.
bottles.
You drinking?
Yeah. I've had over 100 bottles of wine with Scott, and he just chugs wine every single time. Doesn't taste it. He just chugs it. I swear
Well,
to God.
That's because
Gulp
when you
it.
have the box of wine, you just open the spigot directly into your mouth. You know, I mean,
Pretty much. Oh man. I don't know where to go with this. Like, are we done? I don't
So
know.
professional. That's our host, ladies and gentlemen.
If we're done, we're out of the Hollow's End segment.
Okay. I mean, we could do the questioner email. That's kind
I
of.
thought you were gonna do the questions from like the listeners and the emails or whatever.
We can do that. Do you have time, Thorn, to finish this? I know you're in the East Coast and it's kind of late for you.
I'm good.
Oh, okay. All right. So we got an email from a listener from Splash Gizmo. He wants to know about the lane prioritization by map. All right. So
right.
Scott.
So Scott
Scott left.
left.
Oh shit.
Look, so Scott.
Oh shit. I should pay attention. All right. So Bacon, Infernal Shrines, which is the most important lane or lanes?
In Infernal Shrines, I would say the top lane has highest priority, probably. Also after that, mid lane, because the top lane has the camp, merc camp, the shaman camp, and if you want to prioritize that timing, that way it gets a good push, and you can try to set yourself up for a push later on. So I would say top lane.
Not really prioritization in Infernal Shrines. Like the top lane.
Well, I would say out of the
it's nice to have
lanes,
the mercenary pushing, but like you don't push top lane. You want to be somewhere else and distract them while fight over the objective while the mercenary's pushing. There's no like, and you usually sometimes you'll get keeps, but you usually don't get past a fort before they start clearing.
Yeah, but then I would say like whatever the opposite the shrine is. That way you can prioritize the mercs for that lane and try to buy some experience.
Yeah, I mean, for Infernal Shrines, you basically take what you could get on that map.
Yeah,
Okay. So Sky Temple, it's the bot lane.
bot
Right.
lane.
Yeah.
Bot lane.
Tomb of the
Two
Spire Queen.
mercenaries, right? Because of two mercenary camps, right?
The boss is bottom lane, Dan.
Yeah.
Boss.
Barbarian.
And the merc
Yeah.
camps too.
Yeah.
All right, for Tomb of the Spire Queen, it's either top lane or bottom lane. Both are actually top lane is more important, but like the bottom lane is almost as important because in late game, if the boss is available and the bottom lane has been pushed, that means they have to send one person down to take care of bottom lane. Therefore, you can either do a team fight and or do boss. So it's probably top lane, but bottom lane is also like when you're doing the spiders, you want to definitely do the bot lane or the top lane, one of the two, never the middle lane.
Any lane's good for a Tomb of the Spider Queen. Sometimes it's good to just ram it down the middle.
Oh, oh! Tell us more,
right.
Scott, about that. Tell us more.
As long as they're above level 18.
Yeah, exactly. That's why you gotta watch the countdown timer.
Oh, that's a callback. That's a callback.
Touche.
Well, it was set up for me pretty nicely.
Okay.
I was so impressed by that I got it.
Wow.
All right. So, bottom lane. I'm sorry. Oh God, Towers of Doom. It's the bottom lane.
Yeah, Towers of Doom bottom lane.
And that one's for sure the bottom lane.
Dragonshire bottom lane.
Yes.
Because the top lane is a death trap.
Yeah, bottom lane or middle lane's like almost as good as bot.
Another thing with the Towers of Doom, a lot of noobs or lower level players never get the Merc Camp in the bottom lane. That's very, very important to get those. So never overlook that.
Those satyrs.
Yep.
It's like super important. Like,
actually, I think they're called pumpkin sappers.
They're sappers. They're not satyrs.
Yeah, what the
satyrs is like a similar to like a minotaur, right?
Thorn?
Isn't that like the half?
Yeah, they are, because I played Warcraft 3 and they got satyrs in Warcraft 3. There's a satyr camp.
Is that true, Thorn?
It's a man with a horse's ears and tail. Or a goat's ears, tail, legs, and horns.
Is it pronounced satyr, not a satyr?
Satyr, I think I've heard satyr and satyr both.
What was I saying then? It's like nothing. Satyrs are nothing then. If it's satyr.
Yeah, it's pumpkin man.
Hey, those merc camps in Warcraft 3 are pretty rough with those satyrs. The level 9. You guys don't know what I'm talking about.
Thorn does.
Yeah, I do.
Thorn does.
Yeah, got mana burn, blind.
Yep, it's a pain in the ass.
Brutal.
All right, so Guardian of Terror doesn't matter. It's a shitty map. Moving on. Cursed Hollow.
Well, Guardian of Terror is more similar to Infernal Shrines. Whatever you can get.
Yeah, so Cursed Hollow, basically the lanes with the bosses. Those are the
top or bottom.
Your boss lane, yeah.
Yeah, the one that has the boss closer to your side is probably the lane you want to push priority.
Yep. And Blackheart's Bay, it doesn't matter because all you need are coins for that map.
Well, so Blackheart's Bay is bottom and middle a little bit too.
Yeah.
The lanes that are around the turning point.
Yeah, agreed. So Warhead Junction, whatever you can get, or like top and bottom, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, whatever you could get, but the boss lane's top and bottom.
Yeah, sounds like me in college.
Hey, I'll settle for anything.
Yeah. Oh man, you're white. Okay, I'm on board. Let's do it.
Did you say white?
Yeah.
Matt likes white girls. He doesn't like Asian girls.
Well, no. I did transition to Mexican girls for a while. But,
Goodness gracious.
That ended horribly, so let's move on from that.
Okay.
And then
Brex's holdout, whatever.
Yeah. Is there a map that we need to talk about?
I mean,
anything else?
No, the other ones just don't matter. Like Battlefield Eternity, Haunted Mines.
Yeah.
Just like whatever.
Okay.
Thorn, what's your favorite map?
My favorite map. I think it actually might be the oh crap, I'm forgetting the name. What's the spiders one? Jesus Christ.
Tomb of the Spider Queen.
Tomb of the Spider Queen.
Yeah, Tomb of the Spider Queen's my favorite.
Nice.
Believe it or not.
Nice.
I like how close everything is. I like the team fights around the turn-ins. I like the lane pushing mechanic. I don't know. I've always liked that
rotations.
Yep.
Do you like to push?
I like to ram it straight down the middle.
Down the center.
Do it. Don't beat around the bush.
Oh damn! There it is.
Oh my gosh.
Come on, Blizzard. Come on.
I think we're gonna lose listeners.
No. People like us, especially when I'm drunk.
All right. Should we
is that it?
show?
Are we petering out?
Yeah.
Okay. Apparently so.
Was that our only question from the listener, or just that one?
We got one from Hero Physio, but we can answer that next week because I think that's more of a old backpack question because he actually did it about relocating for your dreams and then hating yourself for doing so.
Realizing you don't have what it takes.
Pretty much. And old backpack is Scott's friend since first grade. So for those of you who don't know.
Yeah. Same school, same high school, middle school, everything.
Like 25 years in counting or something.
It'd be funny if Scott didn't get who was the first grade teacher? Is it Mr. Shuck? Or was he like
first grade was Yale? I don't know.
Yale?
She was fifth grade.
Fourth grade, yeah. Fifth grade.
What was first grade?
I didn't go in first grade. I went to another school.
Wait. When did you meet old backpack?
Second grade.
Third grade.
Oh, I didn't know that. Even I didn't know that.
Oh, I didn't know. I thought you knew him like, okay.
First grade. Oh, okay. Yeah. Wait, who was the third grade teacher?
Are we doing this right now? God damn it.
Soltis.
What the hell?
We're going to this after.
This is good.
We're not derailing at all.
This is good content. Stuff that relates to 5 people. Listeners have no idea what we're talking about.
Wait. I need to know. What was the third grade teacher?
This is on.
This is on? Oh, okay.
All right.
Asian teacher. I remember her. Was it like was that one with the big frizzy hair, the black hair in 5th grade? Everyone hated her. What was her name? She was really old.
I don't know what you're talking about, dude. You're thinking about a different school. We were in like a different school for first grade.
No.
Going off the rails here.
Was it Miss Lyons?
You're just naming names. I don't know what you're talking about.
So
Bacon, take us out with the Tokyo Drift.
With wings and shiny things
Just
and
like
lights.
that.
He was on it.
All right. I don't want to get copyright flag for that.
All right. Go ahead. End the show. Oh, Tower Brand, say it.
All right, and that's our show.
Wait.
We
We need to have Thorn. We need to thank Thorn.
Yeah, sorry, Thorn. Thank you very much.
Last plug and whatnot.
Yeah.
Hi, my name's Thorn. I'm from Lagging Balls. You could find us by searching for Lagging Balls on the internets and webs.
Wow.
Wow.
I didn't mean to do that.
Thank you for being on our show.
Thank you so much for having me, guys. I had a really good time.
In all sincerity, basically, if you like, they're primarily like a World of Warcraft podcast, right?
Yeah, I mean, we're all games except, excuse me, StarCraft.
Okay.
But we do have a bit of a focus on Warcraft, yeah.
As someone I was telling Thorn off air that I actually really enjoyed the show. I didn't know who they were until 5 days ago, but I really enjoyed the show and I actually subscribed on iTunes and left a review as Matt. So
sure
it's
did.
A really good show. So I actually really much enjoy it. So basically, this is like he hosts a show that is basically like our show, but like more for Blizzard games in general. So definitely give them a listen.
And they're actually witty, and they're.
But
they don't like kind of just fade out in certain spots and like, oh shit, what are we talking about now?
They don't get wasted and start talking about third grade teacher. What the hell are you guys?
This is. I did not know this.
But the style of humor is kind of the same, it's dirty and it's a load of fun and it's a great time. And they actually, when you listen to the show, it comes off they're very passionate, they're very wholesome in their own way. And they recently had like some letter reading sessions that were pretty nice to listen to and very inspiring.
Oh, shit got heavy, man.
Yep.
Wasn't expecting that.
Where do you know Thirst
right
from, by the way?
Fist. Come on, dude.
Fist.
Yeah.
Oh,
Fist.
we met in Warcraft actually
Oh.
years ago. So the roots are deep, my friend.
Do you have a story? We have time.
Yeah.
We had time for third grade teachers. So I'm sure we have a little bit of time.
Yeah, how
for
long
a
have you been
Fist
playing
story.
WoW for?
Yeah.
Since Wrath of the Lich King.
Oh, me
came
too.
in. I came in around then. It was 2000, end of 2008, beginning of 2009.
Nice.
Yeah, that was my favorite expansion.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Me too.
You know, it seemed like from listening to you guys have really good chemistry.
Thanks.
It's like you guys have been friends for like years and years.
Oh yeah. Since 2009 is right around when we met as well. And I was forming a guild, which is if anybody's out there playing Warcraft. Do you mind if I plug it?
Go for it.
Go for it.
It's the Blood of the Scribe Guild on Boulder Fist US. It's right here in the nice right here in the up there in the nice graphic, which is nice of you to put that up there. Thank you for that. So yeah, we're an open guild. It's a social guild. We do have a heroic raiding team, but that's not. I leave that to my raid lead. I do not run that myself. So if you were looking to raid, you are welcome to apply, but that's not through me. I would refer you appropriately. However, to get into the guild, you just need to let us know because it's a social guild and all are welcome.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Horde side.
Some of the
Horde side.
I know, like some of the
Yeah,
Lords
Horde
of
for
the
life.
Storm guys are in it, and some of the
Yeah.
HOTS community, spend their time in there. So
We've got
seems
more
like a
and
good
more.
time.
Quite a few.
Nice.
Taking
Well,
some
again,
Discord,
wow.
mixing it up.
So again, thank you for lowering your standards and
What?
joining us this week.
Not at all. No, thanks for having me. It was a lot of fun, guys.
Yeah, man, I enjoyed it. I mean, that's all I really care about. If I enjoy it, so
Oh yeah, perfect.
yeah.
That's what it's all about. Your enjoyment.
Well, I am single, so there you go. You can read into that. All right, let's go to Tower Baron to close this out.
And
Oh
that's
my
our
God.
show, and we'll see you in the
really
Nexus.
just pick your throat before you said that?
Make sure it came out clean.
Do it again.
Crisp.
Do it again.
And that's our show, and we'll see you in the Nexus.
Boom. There it is. This is the real one.
Yeah, deep throat that
I've been on
mic.
point with that.
Really
Yeah,
good.
there you go. Oh,
Peace
man.
out, people.
I should be sober more often.
Yeah, everyone blow ASAP. Now go. Jesus, bro.
Last one was so much better.
That's the outro. That's the outro. We're good.
The mission on this station.